Welcome to the Oasis. My name's Mike, and I'm back. I know it's been a while since I've posted on the channel, and apologies for that, but I've been really busy working on my own VR projects, and I'll share more details on those projects another day. But today, I want to talk about Behemoth, the highly anticipated VR game from Skydance, the same team responsible for the excellent Walking Dead Saints and Sinners series, and I can tell you now, you should definitely be excited for this one. I got to play the game early, and in this video, I'll be talking about the world, the game mechanics, the combat, and of course, the epic behemoths. The game will be launching in fall this year on Quest 2, Quest 3, PSVR 2, and PC VR headsets via Steam. So, a couple of weeks ago, GT and I headed to London for a private demo session with Skydance to get hands-on with the PSVR 2 version. I can tell you that the PSVR 2 version looks just as good as the PC version on a high-end PC, both of which are visually very impressive. The footage I'll be showing you in this video is pre-recorded B-roll from the PC VR version provided by Skydance. We did actually capture some of our own PSVR 2 gameplay on the day, but the social screen output from the PSVR 2 is just so terrible, it really doesn't do the game justice, so I'm going to be showing you the B-roll instead, although you'll likely see glimpses of the PSVR 2 version in the background of this video. My demo with Behemoth was around 30 minutes long, showcasing a very small section of the game, including an epic Behemoth fight at the very end. I've been told by Skydance that the game will feature a full, story-driven single-player campaign that will be around 12 hours in length, with an undisclosed number of Behemoth boss fights and an arena mode where you can practice and hone your combat skills. So, in Behemoth, you'll be playing a character called Ren, a cursed warrior that must traverse this snowy, medieval forsaken land in the hunt of behemoths. The beasts have ravaged the once thriving kingdom, and it's your job to stop them and uncover the truth about their origins. Now, just like the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, you'll be spending a fair amount of your time in Behemoth exploring the world, and although my demo was fairly linear, I'm told that there will be branching paths where exploration will be rewarded in the final game. In the demo, I got to use Ren's grappling hook, which can be used to hookshot grapple points to get to elevated sections in the environment, swing over gaps, and latch onto things like this huge drawbridge that you have to pull down by pulling on the grapple rope. Dotted throughout the world are these stone cairns. These are activated by placing your hands on them, and they'll serve as your checkpoints in the game, so if you happen to die, this is where you'll respawn. Also, from time to time, you'll find crafting benches in the environments where you can use resources that you've collected on your journey to craft additional medicine pouches and special arrows to use with the bow. When it comes to combat, it's just as you would expect from the team that made the awesome Saints and Sinners games. Although this time, you're not fighting brain-dead zombies, these are skilled warriors that you're up against, so expect a challenge. Weapons have a nice, weighty feel to them and can't just be flung around like a feather duster. You really have to put some heft into swing these massive swords and axes around. But, just like in Saints and Sinners, you do have a stamina bar that will deplete, so you have to time your attacks carefully. Along with basic block moves, you also have the ability to do this really cool parry move. To parry, you have to accurately swing your weapon against the incoming enemy attack. This can then stagger your opponent and open them up to attacks of your own. Some enemies will come equipped with shields, helmets, and armor that have to be chipped away at before you can start dishing out some damage. You can also use the grappling hook in combat to pull enemies from ledges, and even use the environment against them. What's really cool though, and my personal favorite ability, is Ren's Curse. This gives you additional strength that can be activated by pressing X and square at the same time on the controllers, and it's kind of like a Hulk mode that allows you to smash through weakened walls, throw enemies onto spikes, and unleash devastating final blows that can tear your enemies apart. Overall, I found the combat to be really satisfying, although it wasn't very forgiving, as you really had to be on point with your parrying strikes for them to work. I would imagine this will be balanced and tweaked a little bit more prior to the game's full release. Finally, moving on to the Behemoths. I got a glimpse of one early on in the demo that they call the Seal Behemoth, and I was just blown away by the sheer size of this thing. Scale is something that's always really impressive in VR, and Behemoth is absolutely no exception. This Behemoth had a huge wrecking ball on a chain, which it used to completely obliterate a small enemy camp, leaving a trail of destruction behind it. When I eventually caught up to the beast at the end of the demo, I was pleasantly surprised it wasn't just a case of hacking and slashing to take it down. I won't give too much away, as I really don't want to spoil the fight for anyone that plans to pick up the game themselves, but I will say that the fight reminded me of taking down the epic Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus. Each Behemoth fight will require some puzzle solving in order to take them down. And the one thing I can tell you is that you will be able to climb on these beasts, which is totally awesome. So that's a very quick overview of my time with Behemoth. I left the demo really impressed, and I'm really excited for the full game when it releases later this fall. It's definitely right up there with my most anticipated VR games coming this year, alongside Batman Arkham Shadow and Alien Rogue Incursion. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments down below and let me know what you all think of Behemoth. I'd love to know. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a cheeky little like, and as always, I'll see you all on the next one. I promise it won't be 3 months this time. Cheers.